Pass, 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 och skjut!
Weekend football, refugees and Swedes, a model of integration. And it works, as these young men from Afghanistan and Syria are happy to explain in fluent Swedish.
I go to school here, I play football, I have many friends here, and there are many freedoms in Sweden. That's why I like it here.
But it isn't working for everyone. Sunday's election is likely to see a far-right party, the Sweden Democrats, catapulted into second place with support from around 1 in 5 voters. It's a prospect appalling to many because of the party's neo-Nazi origins and its anti-immigration policies.
Everything points to us having a good election, but just how good, one can never know. It's a question for the voters.
The party's rapid rise is a psychological setback in a country that long held its own image in high regard.
It regarded itself as a sort of moral superpower in all sorts of ways. That attitude was particularly shaped by the Cold War, actually. It positioned itself between NATO and between the Soviet bloc and allied itself very much with the Third World. In more recent years, this identity has been more associated with openness to asylum seekers and refugees. And it's clear that since the great crisis of 2015, that has changed. Policy has become much tighter, in line with other European countries, and that obviously has affected Swedes' perceptions of themselves too.
My biggest fear this election is that it will polarize the society, the Swedish society, and put people against each other instead of meeting people and get to know each other. I mean, we live in a global world, and the idea is that we come together, not being apart and blame each other for things.
This is the sort of thing around which Swedes have traditionally united the country's openness, its liberal values, alongside, of course, the famous welfare state. But it is also the sort of thing now that divides, that has allowed a far-right party to become a prominent force in national politics, exposing deep cracks in Sweden's moral high ground. And integration only goes so far. The Stockholm suburb of Rinkaby, where immigrants congregate, could be another country altogether. After this election, Sweden itself might seem that way too. Jonah, Al Jazeera, Stockholm.